Wow. I'm somewhat overwhelmed, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But tremendous thank you to all, to the CRJRA board members, the awards committee members, and all of you wonderful housing colleagues here today. I'm also deeply appreciative of, no, I'm not sure I am, to Catherine Boucher, who put my name in for nomination and brought this embarrassment. Thank you, Catherine. I'm deeply appreciative of this award and somewhat overwhelmed and surprised. As you know, our sector is all about collaborative effort, so that in this regard, it's unusual having so many people congratulating me. It makes me think and wonder. I'm not doing anything more special, and certainly I feel not more than all of the wonderful housing providers, developers, management people here today. I started my personal explorations internationally about 50 years ago and have continued ever since. I'm pleased to note that here today is my daughter, born in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, my son in Bangkok. I have another son and daughter here, but they were only born in Washington and Toronto. But my son, who was born in Dhaka, Bangladesh, could not make it today. But especially I want to express my great gratitude and tremendous thanks to my wife, Barbara, who has not only put up with me and the work I do, but has encouraged and supported my worldwide and domestic affordable housing initiatives, activities, and developments. Over 25 years ago, I started working in and for with affordable housing to provide the benefits of decent housing to so many people in need. And I saw this on a personal basis because I was a volunteer with the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, and as you may know, they will respond to telephone calls for help. And we go to visit in people's homes and offer help with rent, clothing, bills, consultation. And I was going into places in the city of Toronto I could not imagine someone living in. I could not imagine doing anything more but sitting on the broken couch, watching the flickering TV till the next check came in. It was dreadful. And then David Peterson, the Ontario Premier in 1987, brought in legislation to allow nonprofit organizations to build affordable housing. I said, this is it. Didn't have a clue, but there are so many wonderful people who do. You can always find them. And took 7 years, but put up 164 mixed rent, mixed income, affordable apartments in East York. And as was pointed out, because of the management we have, which is the wife of the Affordable Housing Director for the City of Toronto, we won the ONFA Best Award, and we've had, over the years, 108 of our 164 families coming in on social assistance, and 4, 5, 6 years moving out to buy their own homes. So it works, as you well know. Also, at the time, the big difference was, and when I go to a meeting with Bob Ray, I still say, question period, Mr. Ray, thank you for the $23 million you gave me as Premier. And he looks up and says, Nick, thank you. Very people ever thanked me for what I did as Premier. But those were the days. Government paid for the whole thing. And I'm sorry the minister has left because I need $39.5 million for my next 250. Would have liked to ask her publicly, and I even brought my pen if she had a checkbook. But everything is possible. Some things take a little bit longer. Also, as was pointed out, in '93, I started with Jimmy and Rosalind Carter in Waterloo. And Habitat, I said, one family at a time. is better than none at all, because the government money to build apartments was gone. We have built, since that time, 250 homes in Toronto, and every child in those families who's come out of high school has gone to university or college. Families move in, buy the home, move in. 2 years later, income is up 8%. And these are things you all know are the benefits, but it's always good to remind ourselves of success as well. So these skills have been most useful internationally as the Ontario Nonprofit Housing Association delegate to rooftops, and have had opportunities to visit in Africa particularly where rooftops works, but other parts of the world as well. And just a Canadian perspective, I was in Cairo before the Arab Spring. That was the group shot from HIC International. And walking down the street, an Egyptian man came up to me at about in his 50s. He said, "You an American?" I said, "No, Canadian." "Oh, no Iraq, no Iraq." Got a big hug. But then I went with the Habitat International Coalition, which is operating in about 123 countries with about 370 non-governmental organizations for housing as a human right, eviction prevention, the right to the city, gender equality, and basic human rights issue. And I'm very pleased and delighted to have with us today the international president of Habitat International Coalition, Lorena Zarate. Lorena, will you just stand up a minute, please? Lorena has given us exceptional leadership and encouragement and push forward. So with these positions, as was mentioned, I've taken part in World Urban Forums, been on the Canadian delegation, had breakfast with Karen Kinsella in Barcelona a while back for these various United Nations assemblages. I'm always encouraged by Minister Diane's support, and I said that to her, fortunately, before she left. Forgot to ask her for the money. But I'm deeply and tremendously appreciative to my housing colleagues in giving me this award. I'm determined to live up to this award's responsibilities and to continually move forward in the development of affordable housing, which will make this world a better place for so many family and individual lives living in deep, affordable housing need. Thank you tremendously. Thank you, thank you, thank you.